Hi, I'm Professor Landis. I'll be your professor for business physics this semester. You're getting to look at me in person because you won't be able to see my face when we meet in class, because I'll obviously have a mask on. So I want to get this video recording out prior to the first week of classes so we have a little bit more understanding about how we're going to proceed this semester. It's going to be a little bit different. This is my 6th year here. I've taught business stats every semester, but I haven't really taught it like this other than just this last semester, and it was chaos because it was unplanned. So kind of the procedure we're going to go through is I posted a class seating chart online, and that breaks it down. I've done it alphabetically so that a third of you meet Monday, a third of you meet in person Wednesday, and a third of you are going to be able to meet in person in class on Friday. Right? Now, the 2/3 of you that aren't able to meet in class on any one of those days will have this consigned to Zoom and watch the video. So you can watch me do board work. I'll have us up in the front of class so that anything that I write in the board, which usually I like to kind of pace back and forth. I'm not going to be able to do that this semester. We're going to be stuck on one side of the board. I'll be able to see me do some board work. You'll be able to ask live questions, right? So when you sign into the Zoom meeting, you will be muted, but you can unmute yourself and ask questions during class, even if you're not there physically, right? And so I'll do some work on the board, and then I'll usually, kind of switch to kind of my slides here. So we'll go back to the slides and we'll say, okay, here's our week 1 slides, and we'll kind of go through them. Everyone in class is seeing them projected, but those of you on Zoom are now seeing what's on those screens, what's on the screen that's being projected, and also hearing my audio, right? And so even if you're not able to, for some reason, be synchronous or sign on live and watch us on Zoom, one kind of nice feature that I have in Zoom is that I can record. Right? So everything that I'm saying, everything that you're seeing on the screen, so whether or not, if you're watching the Zoom meeting, so my video, me doing board work, or the PowerPoint slides, or maybe some Excel work that I'm doing, that I'm sharing my screen with you, will all be recorded and you'll be able to watch it after the fact, okay? So the breakdown of kind of who is meeting Monday, Wednesday, Friday is, oops, I'll have to share my screen with you here real quick. So here's YouTube. If you search Professor Landis, here's my link. And so after we get done, the recording of Zoom will be there. I think I have to do some conversion. So it may take a little bit. It won't be posted immediately after class, especially in my back-to-back classes that I have. But once I'm done teaching for the day, I'll make sure everything gets posted up there. You can search Professor Landis on YouTube. It's a pretty easy way to find the page. The syllabus has the link to the YouTube page, but once you click on it, I think the easiest way to do this, we've got some old videos here, but if you go to playlists, there will be 3 different playlists. Right now I only have 1 because I haven't uploaded this video into the multiple different sections, but there'll be a section 3, a section 5, and a section 4, right? So whatever your section is, that's where your videos will be posted. To be honest, the videos will be very similar. I'm giving kind of the same lecture in every class, but I want you to be able to see, your specific sections in case there was a question that arose that was specific. Or also, if you ask a question, you can kind of go back to it and almost see yourself in the video and kind of remind yourself of what the answer was to that question. So here will be kind of the playlist for your section. I'm going to mute this so it doesn't play. But here we've got an earlier recording that I had kind of set up. And this recording will then, once I'm done, be up there for you to view. Okay. I'll post the links to that YouTube page or kind of an announcement like a new video has been posted so that you're reminded, how to get to it. And we'll do this every class period, right? So even if you weren't able to be physically in class that day, you'll have a recording of that lecture, and you can even sign in live and ask questions via Zoom on that lecture as well, okay? So how can we do this on Zoom? So if you go to just bsu.zoom.us, right, you can join a meeting. There's a meeting ID or personal link, so I'm going to be posting that in the announcements before class every single day. Right here, it's called Test Class 1. Typically, it'll be the date of whatever class we're going to be meeting, and then, that class is meeting codes, right? And so I click on that. It's got all the Zoom link there, so you can copy and paste this, or I would suggest if you're already in that bsu.zoom.us. Here's your meeting ID. So once we go, this is going to be a pain. So once we go to that tab, you put in that meeting ID, it prompts you for a passcode. Here's the passcode, and you should be able to get in that Zoom meeting prior to class every day. So what I would suggest is trying to get, I'll have the meeting link up there, and I'll have the meeting started at the very least, at the very worst, 5 minutes prior to class. So try to get in that early so that once class starts, there's no issues there. So they'll be posted before class every single day. You can sign on, get into the Zoom meeting, watch it live, or like I said, if you want to watch the recording later on, you can. So for Monday, the people that will be meeting, if we go down to files here on Canvas, I've got week 1 lecture slides already kind of posted up there. I've got the seating chart for the class and the syllabus. So if we click on the seating chart, I'm gonna wait here, just taking a little bit of time. Okay, so it's gonna look kind of weird if you just have it pulled open in the web browser. I would suggest whenever I post something in Excel, instead of using the web browser to view it, download it, open up the actual Excel file, as we will be using Excel in this class. So I now have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So Monday, you'll kind of notice I have a seating chart, because if someone does get sick throughout the semester, we want to be able to do some contact tracing, and so this is kind of how the university is doing it. So notice here's the first name in the class, and it goes to E, look at Ebbing here. Then Wednesday, you start here and here, right? Or you can find your specific name. And then Friday we have here, so notice we have a few empty seats on Friday. So there may be a little bit of juggling with this after the first week or two, where some people are like, I know that I don't want to attend class, then I might take them off the list and allow people to kind of reshuffle. But for the first week, we're going to follow this specific seating chart, which you can find on Canvas. Right? So we'll exit that, close this out. So I'm using Canvas for a lot, right? It's my main form of communication with all of you. I would hope that all of you try or attempt to watch the Zoom meetings in the allotted time period or time slot for the class. If you're not able to and you're watching the videos after the fact, there might be some information if you watch it a day or two late, but you really need it that day. So I am expecting that if we're meeting for class, you're at the very least getting on and watching that video that day. And if you're not, you might miss some things. So some of those things you miss, I will also try to be posting announcements and communicating through Canvas as well. But our scheduled lecture time, I'm treating as though you're either there or you're there kind of in the future, right? Watching that lecture at some point during the day, okay? So that's how we'll kind of proceed for the first week. Like I said, you can find your name in that seating chart, figure out Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, which day is your assigned day to come to class in person, right? So hopefully this gives you a little bit of a guide. I think that bsu.zoom.us link, instead of just kind of going to your typical Zoom, is going to be something that's really important. It just makes it a little bit easier. And hopefully we get off the first week to no hiccups. This is my first time kind of doing some of this Zoom stuff, to have people in person and not. And so there may be a hiccup along the way. At the very least, though, like if you're not able to sign in on specifically on Monday, don't be too concerned. Those videos will be posted every single day after class, and so you'll be able to go watch it at some point. The other thing that kind of wanted to cover before next week starts, when you come to class, you have to have a mask. You have to wear it at all times. I have to wear mine, so you have to wear yours, right? And that's just going to be the procedure. There will be chairs set up. However the room is set up, you can't move those chairs. I tried to make those Excel plans look like what the classroom looks like, so you should be able to kind of find your seats relatively easy. They've just taken the other seats out, and so it should be pretty obvious where you're supposed to be sitting, sorry. So hopefully this gives a little bit of guide about how we're going to proceed in that first week of classes. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me prior to next Monday, and I'll try to get your questions answered as soon as possible. Other than that, I will see you guys next week.